Yeah, and Dave Roberts praising Max Muncy, and rightfully so, because it was a rough start to the year, but after he got those eyeglasses going, he has been able to see the ball a lot better. And Max was actually telling me in Denver that that's his thing, pitch recognition. That's the reason why he's able to walk as many times as he does, and also to allow the ball travel deeper in the strike zone. And so far in the month of June, in 22 games, it's working. 20 RBIs in 22 games, including 2 grand slams.
And he's been red hot even going back before the start of June. Hopefully it continues, DB. Thank you very much. Yesterday, Shohei Ohtani homered in his 80th game of the season, moving him into some pretty exclusive company in the history of baseball. Only 6 players have at least 28 homers and 6 triples in their first 80 games of the season. And look at this list. This is insane. Willie Mays was the last one to do it back in 1954, but the others, Joe DiMaggio, Jimmy Fox, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, those are guys like practically mythical people in this game of baseball going back many, many decades. But it's a daily discussion that we have, and we're reminded every day, basically in some capacity, Jerry, how we are witnessing an all-time great in real time. And, oh yeah, Shohei Ohtani's also pitching now as well.
Yeah, he has been outstanding. And every time you go to the ballpark and Shohei Ohtani's in the lineup, there's anticipation that he gets a chance to do something great, something historic, whether it's that triple, that home run, light tower power, still in the base. And now that he's pitching, him doing something on the mound. So it's really not a surprise to any of us. He's on that list. The only thing that surprised me about that list, John, if you go back, and Ned Colletti scouted him back in the day, Babe Ruth was on that list with triples. Babe Ruth, he doesn't get enough love. Everybody talking about his weight. He hit a lot of triples as well. But back to Shohei Ohtani. For him to be doing what he's doing in Dodger blue, it's so special, so historic.
Well, I think some of those fields, too, the way the fences were shaped.
The dimensions,
the dimensions were a little bit different, so that might have contributed to some of Babe Ruth's triples. But aside from that, let's talk about Shohei Ohtani, the modern era of Babe Ruth, being a guy who can pitch, who can hit the ball a long way. And it does seem like on a regular basis we were saying he's on some historic pace, or he's doing something historic at the moment and making history. So this is fun to watch. And I think you're right, John. We are constantly trying to remind ourselves, just like we remind ourselves every time Clayton Kershaw takes him out, it's Kershaw Appreciation Day, because we're watching greatness. We're doing that watching Shohei Ohtani as well.
And Babe Ruth wasn't that fat. He was just big-boned at it.
And Babe Ruth never did what Shohei Ohtani is doing as a hitter and a pitcher at the same time, which we get to see. And Shohei Ohtani will get the start on the mound tomorrow in Kansas City, his 3rd start since coming back from a 2nd elbow surgery in September of 2023. In today's injury report, brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC, Dave Roberts talks about the plan for Shohei tomorrow.
I think that's the hope. I don't want to kind of put him in a box, but yeah, to see him go out there for the 2nd inning, that's our plan.
Is it a pitch count thing? If it's position first?
It's pitch count. It's pitch count. It's stress and all that stuff. So I think to be able to get him into the 2nd inning, I think will be a bonus, and we'll see how it goes from there. The great thing about where we're at, and honestly speaking, is that we just don't have to be beholden to anything, because everything is additive with his innings. So you know, it's not taking up a roster spot where, you know, if you're not getting 5 or 6 innings out of a start, it could be costly. You get an inning, 2 innings, 3 innings, that's still additive. So I just think, honestly, for us, it's one outing at a time and see what's next for us.
Dodgers have the exact same record after 82 games this season as they did last year, which worked out pretty well. If you don't remember, World Series champions. We're going to check in with Steven and Eric for a game preview from Kansas City coming up. Plus, the Dodgers lead baseball in home runs this year, but we might not see as many long balls this weekend. We'll talk show homers and the lack of them at Kauffman Stadium next. Guys, time to call your shot. Brought to you by Southern California Toyota. Nomar, you have the honors. Who you got tonight?
No, we were talking about this field. We're talking about how spacious it is, and I'm just looking for this guy to get multiple hits today. I'm thinking especially in the gaps. I'm looking at Mookie Betts today, you know, driving the ball in the gaps.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the defending home run derby champion. I know he's not going to do it this year. Actually, a smart move. Make sure he's injury-free for the second half. Task Hernandez, huge night tonight.
Is he going to the fountains?
We'll see, John.
Okay.
We'll see. It's a big
gonna
yard.
have a big night.
You got to be a strong man to hit it out of that park. Very strong. Okay, John? We'll talk about that later.
No, we won't. I'm taking a guy that has a good line drive swing because you have to have a good line drive swing in a place like Kauffman Stadium. So Tommy Edman, I like his line drive swing, and he's also better from the right side. So Tommy Edman's going to have a big day.
Look at you, John.
We'll see. Those players are going to have a chance to take Noah Cameron deep tonight. The Royals have played the Dodgers only 21 times in history, the fewest games they've ever played against an opponent. Dodgers have won 12, by the way, of those games. First pitch coming up in just a few minutes. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you by your...
Be in there as the designated hitter for the NL. Here's the Dodgers DH. It's a 4-game hitting streak. On a 1-2 from Cameron. Ohtani hits a high fly ball to right field. In the sun, Caglione, he turns and watches it fly into the fountains. '29th of the season and his 8th leadoff home run. 1-0 Dodgers in a hurry.
So a bit of the craziness here. Shohei going deep, the first at-bat, that's not surprising. The pitch selection, Cameron threw a changeup one time last game to a lefty, just one time. And, I'm sorry, got one swing and miss against a lefty, and he throws it there. He always throws a curve and a slider. So for Ohtani to be sitting on the changeup and reacting to it, it makes zero sense.
Mookie Betts pops it up. Shallow center going back from short as Witt. And there's out number 1.
And just to be clear, in his last start, Cameron threw one changeup to a left-handed hitter. One changeup. And you're telling me Shohei's sitting on a changeup right there? I mean, again, it just makes you shake your head. Here it is right here. Everything says it should be a slider or a curveball. Both of those home runs unique in that Cameron doesn't throw changeups to lefties. That's what happened with Ohtani. And then Muncy just doesn't really hit lefties.
Ohtani certainly does. Into the gap in right center. Everybody's off to the races. Kike Hernandez being waved around. Ohtani going for third. A game-tying triple.
Four-seam fastball, 112 miles off the bat. This thing gets to the gap in a hurry. No question about Kike scoring. Caglione, though, misses the cutoff, man. And once he does that, then it's off to the races for Shohei.
That forces a pitching change for the Royals.
What?
26-year-old right-hander Steven Cruz comes into the ballgame. Ohtani on third, nobody out. Cruz has been really good for the Royals out of the pen this year. Game tied at 4. The infield comes in for KC. The first pitch to Betts is a base hit up the middle. Ohtani scores and the Dodgers hop back in front.
Mookie not wasting any time, jumps on the first pitch again with the infield in. Makes him a much better hitter.